So the PM is in already, and yeah, getting ready to meet. Should I say I'm a little bit nervous, but no, not nervous. I mean, this is Wode Maya. I gotta do this, man. Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Watching your step, I sorry I couldn't meet with you on your last trip, no?
And it's good that you actually made the time to meet me this time around.
Yeah.
Really a pleasure. I've been a big fan. I was.
For sure.
Oh wow! Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, from Ghana?
Yeah, from Ghana.
See that?
Yeah. You know chocolate? Oh wow! Yeah, that's chocolate. I'm so glad that I'm wearing a brand that everyone knows. Nice to meet you.
So how's it been?
So far so good. I'm just waiting for my Barbadian passport.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how it's gonna be and how long I have to wait for it.
We have a new immigration bill coming, so you'll find out soon.
Oh, I'm really a big fan. I was supposed to meet you in the next security conference, but I think you didn't come around. Yeah, because
It's too difficult.
I had so many questions for you that time. But when they told me that she's not coming, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. I take the questions.
Yeah. Okay. Can I have just two questions. I've seen you go to Africa a lot. Why are you always in Africa?
No, why not go to Africa? I mean, we have traditionally been focused since being transplanted here on going to the North Atlantic countries, and it's about time that we bridge the Atlantic again. When we came to office, we made it clear that we wanted to reclaim our Atlantic destiny. The Atlantic is to my east, and the only thing that is between Barbados and Africa is ocean. So that the most natural place to go is to Africa. Apart from anything else, historically, this is where we've come from. Culturally, this is effective. Most of our values have been shaped by being African. Our food, our language, our behavior, our rhythm, everything. And it would be a travesty that when we have control of our own destiny, that we don't seek to correct the wrong things and to ensure that we can bridge the gap.
How are we bridging the gap?
By literally trying to make sure that first of all we bring awareness. The second thing that we need to do is, and we're trying to work on that now, is how do we create the opportunities for transport? You or my people should not need to apply for a transit visa to come and visit one another. And if you are denied a transit visa in the US or the UK or Europe, then we are becoming victims of our own territories. So that we need, as independent countries, to be able to determine that we can control where we go, how we go, when we go. And therefore, the modalities of transport have to be conquered. If we can do that for people, then we can do it for goods.
I think we need more Africa and Caribbean connection.
Absolutely.
Because
That's what you're doing, aren't you?
now I'm trying my best. It's more like oh wow. I guess she's a fan. I think that's the end of the video. But Your Excellency, I'm so sorry. I mean, oh wow, Mia. Wow. Sheesh. First name. Okay. I don't know what to say now. We, personally, I think the connection between Africa and the Caribbean should not be too diplomatic sometimes, because I feel like the ordinary Africans really don't know what is happening in the Caribbean.
That's why you are important, because it can't only be at the level of governments. It can't only be at the level of big business. It has to be at the level of ordinary people. If you go and ask Bajans what movies they were watching 7, 8, 9 years ago, they'll tell you it's a lot of the Nollywood movies from Nigeria.
Yep.
So that's ordinary people. But can the ordinary people get across the Atlantic? No, they can't. They're the ones who are being denied the transit visas. They're the ones who may want to come, but cannot come because you can't get there. So we've got to create the bridges, the sea bridges and the air bridges, in order to let people and goods flow.
But you don't think we need that direct flight?
That's what I'm talking about.
But I'm saying it's taking quite a long time.
But you have to have people on both sides ready to it, and we're prepared to invest in the marketing, but we need people on the other side of the Atlantic also ready to do it. Because while we say we want it, as you know, you have to promote and market. If you don't promote and market, the seats will be what? Empty. And if the seats are empty, the flights will be cancelled. So it's that mechanism, but there's also a very technical problem. One of the things that happened in the last few years with COVID and the stopping of movement of planes, the same number, is that a lot of airlines are in fact awaiting planes. And a lot of airlines are awaiting access to time to train pilots on the simulators. So in a very real sense, even though we want to move with pace and haste, we're still constrained by what is available in terms of both planes as well as pilots.
Don't you think it's about time we have the Caribbean as a seat in African Union?
Oh, well, we already recognized as part of the sixth region with the diaspora. And as you know, we started the CARICOM AU conferences, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And then in the last year, that came from us, from the president of the Africa Exim Bank on his first visit. And in less than 18 months, we were able to have the first Africa Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum here. We had the second one in Guyana a few months ago in October. We've been able to have the Africa Exim Bank establish its offices here in Barbados as regional headquarters. We are now working with other banks in Africa who want to be able to establish in the Caribbean. And that's where you'll see it start first, because if people are comfortable with banks that they know, just like Republic Bank is in Ghana. Republic Bank is a Trinidadian entity. And just as they're there, people will feel comfort with those institutions and brands that they know. So we only see more and more activity happening. We were constrained by COVID. Had we not had COVID, I think we would be much further ahead. But the movement of information, the movement of people, that's where it's at. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so
my
much.
brother.
Thank you.
And when you're coming back for crop over?
Yeah, I'll come back for crop over, depending on Masha. I'm waiting for an invitation from Masha. Oh, wow.
Come. Full stop.
I'll be here.
Because crop over is different.
Oh, okay.
You were here for Christmas, but crop over is completely different.
Yeah, I'll come for
And when you're coming, you can tell a whole set in Ghana to come too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I get a photo?
Of course. Good to meet you, my dear. How are you? Thank you.
That was really a quick one, but it was so worth it because it was more like a meet and greet, because she's so busy, so she decided to give us some 5 minutes with her, which I appreciated a lot. And I mean, the way she was talking to me, it felt like